Greetings, my YouTube community. This is Captain Phoenix coming to you with Chapter 4 of Origin of Shadows. Yeah, I said I was gonna make it soon, and I'll try my best to not lie about that. So, the chapter is called Red Eye's Sick Trap. So, yeah, leading off where I left off from Chapter 3, here we go. After we all somehow recovered from our extremely crazy ordeal of being attacked from all directions at once, we were kinda on our way. That is when we figured out that we were being followed yet again. And I just thought to myself, shit, so soon? You figure they give us time to rest. Yeah, but there's no rest for the wicked. Basically, before you know it, we were surrounded yet again by attack and assassin drones trying to fight them off. So, I looked at Inferno and basically said, "You ready to do this?" She just looked back at me and said, "Yeah, let's do this." As we both bolted off into the air, with the sergeant leading on behind us. Basically, we tried our best to dodge every bit of fire they had. It worked for the longest time until they struck a rock from a nearby perch. It fell down basically barely missing the sergeant by 5 inches. And as I corkscrewed back, I blasted two of them clean out of the sky. Basically, as Inferno somehow managed to drop kick the other one clean out of the air. And Sarge took care of the last one. Boy, somehow, he just beat it. He just beat the shit out of it. Like, how do you fight a robot just by beating it up? I am serious. But let's just get back to this. But as we looked around and realized there were no more at the moment, we tried to get on our way, but we stayed in the air because, again, you can travel faster by air. So, as we kept flying, I just started to think, how many more of these how much more of this fucked up shit are we gonna have to endure? It's just then when Inferno spotted her old home, and it was the castle. I just thought to myself, I wonder if Princess Starshine's okay. She was the main ruler of the Valley of Shadows. Most likely she's not. But Inferno don't really care basically. She basically turned over towards the castle to go check, not even thinking of what could be or couldn't be. Obviously, I still think it might be a setup. Cause for starters, Red Eye is still out to get her, so I went with her just to make sure everything went okay. As we both walked in, basically, she saw the castle in ruins. I looked at her and said, "Inferno, are you okay? You look a little devastated." She just looks back at me and says, "It's fine. It's just again trying to stomach all this shit." As we walked through the corridor of the royal castle, we approached the royal chambers. Me and Inferno just looked around. The walls were splattered with the blood of the guards and all the gore and scattered everywhere. It is such a disgusting sight. It just makes you want to gag on sight. But there's really nothing we can do about it because what's done is already done. There's not really much we could do. But as we entered the royal chambers, somehow the princess was still breathing, but I put my hoof around Inferno, telling her to stay here because something was off. Something was severely off. And I put my head in even further, got a closer look, and realized someone held her down sawed off her horn, ripped off her wings, and cut all four of her legs off. And I thought to myself, Red Eye is one sick bastard. Then basically, she must have noticed Inferno because she looked up and screamed out, Inferno, run, run before he gets you too. And before we knew it, basically, Sergeant was screaming from the outside, Phoenix, Inferno, get out. It's a trap. And before we knew it, basically the whole back of the castle started crunching and crashing as a giant assassin drone rolled clean through the place, blasting heavy-duty laser cannons everywhere, along with basically hundreds of thousands of mini assassin drones following along behind it. Basically, I quickly tackled Inferno, basically, and teleported out of there. Basically, before we knew it, we were surrounded and outnumbered by the thousands. Basically, I thought to myself, basically, shit, how this turned ugly awful fast. Basically, then I looked at Inferno, basically, what do you think we should do? Basically, you think we should retreat or try to give them a run for their money? I don't know, and she looked back at me and said, I don't know, but I think we better get out of here because we are way outnumbered. Sergeant says, I couldn't agree more. And then we took off, trying to dodge blasts after blast as we try to take some of them out to even out the score. We're seeing that there's little effort in our attempts, though. Basically, we tried harder to get away. Basically, as we corkscrewed and flew through infinite layers of trees, dodging tree after tree, trying to get away from them. Just then, Sergeant was hit 5 times in the back, basically, and then he turned around to take out the drone that did it, just to get hit another 2 times. Basically, I told Inferno then go check on the Sergeant, I'll deal with the rest of these assholes. And then I flared up in an atomic burst of raged fire, turning back straight at him. I've teleported straight into the middle of them and let a cosmic fire blast that rolled through the fucking Shadowlands like a nuclear bomb in a giant flaming mushroom cloud, blasting 500 of them back 6,500 feet in the air. And then all I had was the big one to deal with, and I thought, oh shit, this thing's too big to launch. So I teleported clean into the air, basically, and dove straight down at it in a flaming corkscrew. Basically, if you really looked at it up close, it looked like a flaming bullet coming straight down at him. Basically, it plummeted straight down into its head, blasting straight through it and out the other side as I cut back up to go for another round, blasting straight through its chest plate and out the other side. And as I rotated back around, I built up a charge on my horn and blasted it to finish it off with one big bang of a loud explosion that echoed through the land. And then I went to go find Inferno and Sergeant. But before I got there, it was already too late. There was nothing I can do. Inferno looks up at me and says, Phoenix, he's dead. And I thought to myself, oh shit, that means we're the only ones left. How is the 2 of us gonna fight an entire army? And then Inferno says, I don't know, but I'm getting tired. How long have we been fighting for? And then I told her, I don't really know, 3 or 4 days, maybe 3 or 4 nights. I can't even remember the last time I slept. So then she looked at me and said, Phoenix, you know a safe place we can take a rest? And then I thought to myself, safe place we can rest. And then I thought, ooh, I got it. And I thought out loud basically. Then Inferno just looks at me and asks, Phoenix, why'd you stutter? Then I looked back at her and said, the reason I stutter is because I am not sure I even still know where that place is at. Thanks to Red Eye, the scenery of this entire land is changed. Everything's blood and gore filled now, and everything's getting blown up left and right, so you can never tell I mean, all the landmarks I used to get there are now changed. I could probably teleport us there, but where's the fun in that? So, as we took off basically towards the southwest region, I thought it was, we started to talk back and forth as we flew. Inferno brought up basically, what is this place called? Where the hell are you even taking me? And then I looked back at her and said, you'll find out soon enough, as I chuckled under my breath. As we flew further and further southwest, we figured it'd be too late for the drones to actually try to spot us if we fly low but low into the trees. And a few spotted us, but we blasted them before they can call any reinforcements. But by the time we got there, I thought to myself, damn, I guess I do still know how to get here. And then she looked up and said, get where? And then she looked around at all the lava pits laying along the mountains. And then she asks, how are we supposed to sleep here? It's too open. Who said we're sleeping above ground? And then she looks back at me and says, what are you getting at, Phoenix? And after she said that, I dove right into a lava pit, sank all the way down to the bottom. As she started getting worried about me looking over there, I said, Phoenix, where are you at? You're scaring me. Come back up. I'm still here, Inferno. You don't remember? We're flame alicorns. Everything fire can't hurt us. So it's down here. Okay, if you're not coming, I'll drag you down. As I flared up my horn and let a flame whip come out, wrap around her leg, and dragged her down into the lava. We both sank to the bottom, and she soon realized that she can breathe in lava, which is quite weird. Which it's not weird in retrospect for me, because I already knew that flame alicorns live and breathe fire. So it's quite obvious that we can breathe in molten lava. So, as we sunk to the bottom, we had small talk for about 2 or 3 hours, and then we curled up together and let sleep take us. The next day, I woke up to find Inferno curled up against me in an awkward position. I just looked at her face and said awkwardly, "Morning, honey." And she jerked back with an awkward expression, face turning redder than a chili pepper as she shot out of the lava. I quickly shot out after her. I said, "What's wrong? You scared?" She's like, "No, shut up." And I just chuckled under my breath. Like, I told her, "Why were you doing that?" She said, "I don't know. Maybe it just happened in my sleep." And then I told her, "No, maybe you just wanted to." And I thought, "Shut up." And then she said, "Shut up." Then I just thought to myself, should I criticize her for it now or criticize her later? And then I just decided to criticize her for it later. But before I can even get my thought process done, a blast of white energy separated both of us with a loud bang. Then we looked up. It was Red Eye and 2 of his drones. We both just growled and snarled at him as our rage made us flare up in a flare of fire. As we both shot off after him, I realized now Inferno has a reason to want to kill Red Eye. For God's sakes, he killed her family too. So as we both started wrapping around him, basically, Inferno wrapped 2 flame whips around his neck before he even had time to react. As I corkscrew drilled him into the ground. Basically, he quickly teleported to dodge my advances, basically, leaving me to have to recover from my miss. Corkscrewing back up in a spiral, I try to aim for him again with a blast as he dodges it. Basically, to no avail, I kind of missed again, so yeah. And then Inferno basically actually gets lucky. because all his attention was on me, so he didn't even realize what she was doing. She teleported up in the air basically and did a flaming corkscrew straight down into the back of Red Eye's head, plowing him straight into the ground. And dang, if it was going, basically, if it was in real life, it probably looked like he got plowed 6 feet under into his grave. But when we got down there, we realized it disappeared. And I thought, damn, another one of his duplicates. Soon we went back up to take out the drones, which wasn't that hard considering they were still fucked in the mind of the fact that their master would vanish so quickly. I took one of them out, and Inferno took the other one out. As we corkscrewed back together and landed firmly beneath the trees. And that is Chapter 4, people. To be continued on Chapter 5 whenever I decide to read it. I also want to inform you, like, subscribe, comment. I'm getting more views than subscribes, though, but yeah, you gotta start somewhere, am I right? Phoenix out.